Hello! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Peyton. And today I'm here to talk about books. Duh. More specific, I thought this tag is really fun. I've seen other creators do it for years now, and now that I have a channel and I'm a booktuber myself, I'm here today to do the mid-year book. I don't know why I cannot say this sentence. It's blowing my mind. I'm here today to do mid-year book freakout tag. Well, the tag comes with a list of questions about the books you've read so far this year. How many books have I read this year? I've read 52 books this year. Yeah, that's a lot. I just set a goal for 75 this year, and I'm probably going to exceed that. I've just been really loving reading this year, making more time to read this year, and it's been great. Let's go into the question, shall we? And oh man, I know y'all are gonna roll your eyes at me, because I know you know one book in particular that I'm going to talk about. People who don't like this book, y'all are probably like so sick of me. I don't care. This is just my opinion. The best book that I've read this year, and it has still not been toppled. It has still not been knocked off the podium. This is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. Hello, darling. So glad to see you again. I love everything about this book. I know there's such a strong discord between this. Like, people either really love it or really hate it. Love it so much. If this was a meal, it would be my favorite meal. I got completely lost and sucked in with this world and the characters. Can't stop thinking about it. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, I'm relatively new into adult fantasy. I only started really getting into it last year, and so I feel like I've had a lot to catch up on because there's been so many amazing releases. One of the taglines was like this queer feminist fantasy. I was like, shh. Say no more. It delivered on so many fronts for me. The best way I can describe why I love this book is, you know, like when you read a book that's like a 6-star read, you just know it. You like feel it. That book did something to you, and boy did this book do something to me. All right, I'm done. All right, we're moving on. Next question. Best sequel I've read so far in 2024. I think I've only read 3 sequels. Maybe it was 2. But hands down, the one that stands out is Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb. This is book 2 in the Farseer trilogy, which is the first trilogy in the realm of the Elderlings, which is 13 books. This is a continuation of the characters in An Assassin's Apprentice. I just love this world. Robin Hobb was new to me, and I'm so glad she was one of the first writers I stumbled upon in picking up more fantasy. Some of you have probably seen her work or these covers anywhere, and if you haven't read them, they're so good. They're so good. She's amazing writers. They are slow burn. It really takes its time, but I personally think the payoff is so worth it. I found that out about myself this year. I really like character-driven fantasy. Like Robin Hobb and then like Priory. To me, those really shine. Not small books. Like, I just really love spending so much time with the characters and being with them in their thoughts and their head, with them along the way as they grow and the decisions they make, whether they're good or bad. So good! New release you haven't read yet, but you want to. I did pick one book that I did a blowout, and it's just, I still am growing my layers out. Like, Second Day Hair is the best version of me is Second Day Hair. Alright, I'm just gonna keep touching it. I did want to talk about a book I own physically and want to get to that is a new release that I haven't gotten to yet, and that is Piglet by Lottie Hazel. The other 2 books I really want to read and prioritize that I haven't yet, that have just come out, I think this month, is The God of the Woods by Liz Moore and Private Rights by Julia Armfield. I just heard the premises of both of these just right up my alley. I'm actually reading Our Wives Under the Sea right now, and it's just, I get it now. So I definitely want to pick these 2 up soon, but I just had a book haul, so I need to just pump the brakes a little bit on buying books, but I'm very excited about getting to those sooner than the end of the year. We'll see. My most anticipated release for the second half of the year. I love this question. That means I'm going to buy more books. Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. I'm so one of those people who love Sally Rooney, and I'm not gonna apologize for it. There's something about her writing and these small private moments that you feel like you shouldn't be a part of, or you shouldn't be able to witness, and you do, and just like, there's something so beautiful in the simpleness of her stories and her characters. Irish literature just like twist the knife in there, why don't you? That's her new release coming out September. FSG, send me a copy. Please, that'd be really great. And then Lady Macbeth by Ava Reid. I think just the covers for these, like the US cover and then the UK cover, it's art. Pure art. Like beautiful, beautiful books. There's so many gorgeous books that have come out and are coming out this year. I want this as a poster. This is so cool. Biggest disappointment. I was so upset about this because I got it as an ARC. I was so psyched. I dropped everything I was doing to read this book. One of the bigger letdowns I had this year, and that is An Education in Malice by Ed C. Gibson. I just thought we were promised a bunch of different things. Dark academia and like poetry slinging rivals, mystery, and we got like a smidge of it. Just a little smidge of it. And I was quite upset about it. I'm still not over it. It makes me like second guess A Dowry of Blood. I can't believe I said that. That was like one of my top 5 last year. I'm just mad about it. It's like how I felt with Iron Flame. Like what a fucking letdown. Okay, we're back. Sorry. Husband came home, dogs got excited. You know how that is. Biggest surprise of the year. Again, another ARC. It's not that I didn't have high hopes for it, it's just I knew nothing about this author and I was so drawn in mainly by the cover, but it was a horror and it was a historical, feminist, queer horror, and it blew my socks off. Like, it's gonna be one of my favorite horror reads of the year, and that is Grey Dog by Elliot Gish. Damn! This was so good. Like, feminine rage, like just so much anger and like heat coming off of this book, and it is a slow burn. Like, you have to be patient with it. It's worth it for that ending. It's worth it for that climax. Like, it's just like, it just makes it hit so much harder. Like, if you like The Witch. Favorite new author, debut, or new to you? I just mentioned her a few minutes ago, but Ava Reid. It was a new author that I read this year. I picked up Juniper and Thorn in January and I loved it. I gave it 4 stars at first, but then I was so remiss because this is a 5-star, 6-star book for me. I've been thinking about it a lot this year ever since I put it down. It was one of those books I immediately wanted to start over once I finished it. And then I recently read A Study in Drowning at the end of May and really loved this too. And yeah, her new release is coming out in August and I will definitely be first in line to read it and pick it up and read it. Newest fictional crush. I'm gonna say Preston in A Study in Drowning. If you know, you know. So good. And then everyone in Bright Falls. Absolutely everyone. The whole friend group, all of them. Newest favorite character. I'm gonna say probably Ada in Grey Dog. Like, what an awesome main character. What an awesome female character. Even though she, like, you're watching her completely lose her mind, she's still, like, someone to root for. I just really liked her character a lot. Book that made you cry. I don't have this book physically because I let a friend borrow it, but I said Happy Place by Emily Henry. This is the first Emily Henry book I read. For a lot of people, this isn't their favorite and they really don't like this one out of all of her work. I really liked it. It made me tear up in quite a few places, especially towards the end, and I really love the characters in the friend group. I want to read the other books because if I thought that was like top tier, I wonder what I'm going to think of her other books that people think are top tier. A book that made you happy. I just held it up actually. So, Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. I think about this book a lot, probably too much. I had a massive smile on my face while reading it. I was kicking my feet. I was giddy. I just love. This was the book that got me into romance this year and kicked that off, and I've read more than I ever have my entire life, and I owe it a lot to this book. Most beautiful book you've bought so far or received. I've only read one of these, and I think this also could have taken a spot. Most disappointing book of the year, but I still liked it. It just was kind of a letdown, but it is so beautiful, and that's The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. This is stunning, and then the end pages with the pomegranates, black sprayed edges. It's just very beautiful. And this is a recent purchase I plan to read very soon because it is pretty short, a short fantasy, thank God. But When Among Crows by Veronica Roth. So pretty. I'm gonna read that very soon. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? I don't even know. I don't even want to tell you how many unread books are in this house because I just keep buying books. It's a lot. I did start putting them in a TBR jar because I was going to do a read it or unhaul video at some point. This doesn't look like a lot, but it's because I folded them really tiny. This is well over 100 books. Like, if I had to guess, this is well over 100, 150 books. That is for future me to deal with. Let's see, the books I have next to me, they are all fantasy, and they are all massive books. Pretty ambitious. If I got to at least 3 of these, this would be great. The only one I don't have, which I plan to buy, The Will of the Many, I'm positive this is going to be on quite a few creators' best of lists. The premise sounds really great, and I've heard just amazing things about the world building, the characters, how it's influenced by Roman history. It just sounds like a blast. So that is one that I don't have, but the rest I have. Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff. Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. Like the biggest who saw it coming duh of this entire list, but A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. If I don't get to Mistborn, the one that's looking more likely that I'm going to pick up over this one, but The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. Everyone is up in arms about the 5th and the final book of the first arc coming out in December, and I haven't even started yet, but I would like to read the rest of the books going into next year. The very last book I would love to read before the end of the year so I can start the next section of the series is Assassin's Quest by Robin Hobb, and I'm probably going to read this one first out of this entire stack just because I'm just dying to be back in this world again and get some wrap up of what has happened over the past 2 books. And it's just great, and I want to be, and like Fitz is, I know a lot of people don't like Fitz. He does get on my nerves sometimes, but I think I really like him as a character and being with his thoughts, and he's so flawed, and he's not like one of these other characters that just figures it out immediately and is a hero of all the ages. Like these books are so slow, and you really have to be patient along with Fitz in his development and just coming into his own. But yep, those are God, they're also, hold on, these are all the fantasy books I would like to finish before the end of the year. Oh my god. Okay, but that's it. That was really fun. I would love to know your answers to these questions down below. Are there any of the books that I talked about that you're really excited to pick up for yourselves? Have you read any of the books I talked about? What were your thoughts? I'd love to know down below. If you can't think of anything else to say, go ahead and put the star emoji. Gold star for everyone, for myself and everyone. As always, thank you for clicking, thank you for watching, and I'll have a new video for you soon. Bye!